Hello everyone, welcome to Skyrise Academy. Today we will be discussing tropical cyclones. It relates to GS paper 1, important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. So here is the diagram of cyclone formation. We will come to this later. So what's in news? Two tropical cyclones, Tauktae and Yaas, have hit the Indian subcontinents. We know they have caused a lot of damage and that's why they are in news. So do you ever wonder how they are named or what does this weird name means? So Cyclone Tauktae was named by Myanmar and it is a lizard. Similarly, Yaas has been named by Oman. It refers to a tree which has good fragrance. This is not important from the exam point of view, it is just for your curiosity. So, do you know what are tropical cyclones? Can you define them? So, here the definition becomes important. Tropical cyclones are violent storms that originate over the oceans in tropical areas. And obviously, they bring a lot of destruction due to the winds, heavy rainfall, squalls. Squalls is the violent storm. So here this is important, the cyclonic wind movement, they are anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. This is very important, can be asked from in your prelims. And the reason for this difference in rotation is the Coriolis force. Let's go on to how they are formed. They are formed over oceanic water, as we already know, because it provides the favorable conditions such as high temperature with large surface area. So that is 27 degrees Celsius. Presence of Coriolis force because that's responsible for its spin, and spin, because of the spin it moves. Small variation in the vertical wind speed also is required, and low pressure area is very important. So how does a cyclone move? It moves because of the latent heat of condensation. That gives power to cyclone. So see, the water is evaporated, the warm air rises up and the cold air takes its place near the sea level. And the warm air which rises up, it is condensed there and that gives energy and that releases the latent heat of condensation. So what is landfall? Landfall is the land where this cyclone hits that the area, that is called it made a landfall on the land area, right? So why cyclone dies out on the land? It is because it has no longer access to the latent heat of condensation. This is very, very important. So let us first refer to the diagram. So here is the eye of the tropical cyclone. It is moving in the anti-clockwise direction, means this is in the northern hemisphere. So the cold air descends down, warm air rises up, and here is the spin, and this condensation, the energy, gives it the power to move, right? And the Coriolis force, of course, it is for the anti-clockwise rotation. And here is the low pressure area. This happens in the troposphere. So now let's get back to how they are named. In the year 2000, a group of nations called WMO, now it is called the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. It comprises of Bangladesh, India, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Thailand. So they decided to start naming the cyclones in the region. So after that, each country had sent the suggestions and the panel of the organization finalized the list. Later on, 5 more countries were added in 2018 and now there are 13 countries who have suggested 13 names each. So total there are 169 cyclone names. So they go by the list. Like suppose first one is named by the Myanmar, next is Oman, then some other country. It goes on and on till all this 169 names are exhausted. And after they are exhausted, it starts with the first name again. Why naming is important? Easy to remember, of course, rather than the technical numbers. And it is easy to identify individual cyclones, easy to compare the damages, severity, helps in disaster management, helps in the awareness, and also it helps in disseminating the warnings and community preparedness, and also it removes confusion. So in the 13 names suggested by India are here, you can have a look at them. So important question from the mains point of view can be the formation of tropical cyclone. And from Williams' point of view, it is the importance of latent heat of condensation, then the anti-clockwise and the clockwise rotation, how the cyclone is formed, the key points, all those things are very important. If you have any other queries, you can write us in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.